All right. Thank you for being here. Happy Tuesday of midterm week. Um, Today's mostly just going to be a study day. I've got a study guide that we'll talk through, and then the rest of the class is yours to use how you want. I've got some announcements for you. First off, there's an event on Thursday. So if you're going to be on campus anyway to take the exam, how many of you are in seminar 350? A few. Okay. So for those of you in seminar 350, there's an event, you're gonna have the Turing reading, Alan Turing. Um, I forget what the name of the reading is called. But it's a reading where he looks at he comes up with this game called which we have deemed the Turing test, where you look at, so you have one person in one room and another person in another room, and the person is asking questions and the person in the other room is answering them. But the trick is that either it's a person answering the questions, or it's a computer. And so that's what happens in the reading. And so there is an event on Thursday that we're actually going to simulate that. So the person in the other room will be me, and I'll have ChatGPT open, and your job is to ask questions and figure out, is it me answering or is it ChatGPT? So that's going to be Thursday at 5:30. So maybe you take the exam and then go get a snack or something and then come back. It's in Galileo 201 and it's at 5:30. And it should be really fun. We did this event last semester and there were like upwards of 50 people or something like that. And it was really fun. So I'm expecting it to be the same this semester. Okay, other announcements. So I messed up by choosing the videos for um, Kruskal's and Dijkstra's algorithms. I need to explain those algorithms again with more rigor. So with that, I'm pushing that until we're going to talk about that when we come back from break that Tuesday. And so because of that, I've pushed the due dates for the video and the graphs packet back. So the video is now due um, the second week, the second Friday when we come back from spring break. The date is on Canvas. So I've adjusted those due dates. Let me know if I missed anything, but just to let you know. I mentioned this at the end of last class. So the project has been assigned, and in the assignment, it says you have to make your team and meet with me. It says in the assignment by the end of this week. So if your team is ready and you have a topic planned, I can meet with you this week. Any day except for Friday, because I'm traveling on Friday. So you can make an appointment, or I'll have it the week when we get back is also available. Um, okay, any questions on logistics so far? Great. So, time for midterm review. I have added a module on Canvas um, with the study guide. So you can download this. I'll pull it up. Okay, so the exam has 4 plus 4, 8 questions, plus some extra credit if you want to answers. One of them is going to be on proofs. 3 of them is going to be the analysis questions. Like I give you equations and you tell me what's G of n, what's C, what's n naught, and you tell me whether that is big O, big omega, big theta. So there's 3 of those and you choose 2, and if you choose another one, then that's extra credit. And then the bulk of it is 4 design questions, where they're a lot like the packet problems, where I ask you a hard question and you try and come up with an answer. thanks to know you're going to have the whole class time to work on it. I allow and encourage you to bring a calculator, mostly for the analysis questions. If you want scratch paper, that's okay. I have some scratch paper built into the exam, like the last 2 full pages of the exam. You can tear it off if you want or leave it in. My policy for exams is when you come in, you'll take out your pen and scratch paper and calculator, or whatever you need, and then your phones are off or silenced and all the alarms are off, and the bags just go at the front of the room. And then you just take the exams. So my recommendation for you is to look over the packet problems and the homework and make sure you understand how those work. If you got points taken off, make sure you understand why and how you would approach it now that you are older and wiser. In particular, look at the packet problems and think through, how did we come up with these answers? What was your thought process? How did you get there? Because you're going to try and replicate that, not the exact answers, but the style of thought of how do you approach a hard problem? How do you come up with a solution in a short period of time? And then, I feel like this is obvious, but just review the data structures and the algorithms that we've covered so far. Look over the PowerPoints and all that fun stuff. Okay, so this document is on Canvas. Do you have any questions for me in general? Yeah.
In response to the design questions, how best should we format our answers?
Yeah, so I'm looking for mostly like a verbal explanation. So if you can write words that tell me how you would solve this problem or structure this solution, then I'm happy with that. If you would like to draw pictures or draw examples, those are also appreciated. But I think I have a requirement of like at least 20 words or something. And that requirement's mostly just there to make sure you don't write like binary search and just leave it at that. Yeah.
Questions like you don't know and then time.
No, it's here's an equation. It's big O, big omega, big beta. Yeah.
And we only choose
Correct. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. 2 of the 3 required, 3rd is extra credit. Yeah.
This is only up to chapter 5, right? The divide and conquer.
Right. Yeah. So graph algorithms are not really included. Although if you think of a way to apply that to the questions that I've asked, then feel free. In particular, I would recommend looking at tic-tac-toe. Other questions in general? All right, seeing none, I'll stop recording, and then this is just time for you to study, ask me questions, talk with your neighbors, figure out what you know, what you don't know, and I'm here to help.